And speaking of jail, Jussie Smollett.
Oh, that guy's good.
You like him?
How funny is Charles Barkley? Did you see the clip of Barkley?
I did. I watched it. It was funny.
Great.
It was funny. Yeah. I thought of that too, the Liam Neeson thing. They really are intertwined stories. It's the opposite.
He said he should have went to Liam Neeson's neighborhood. Everything would have gotten taken care of.
Yeah, Liam Neeson wishes he could have found Jussie Smollett.
That would have been perfect.
Perfect. Everybody gets what they're looking for.
I'm going to beat that black gay bastard. Beat him and throw bleach on that bastard.
The police chief was on GMA. They did get him, and he said multiple times.
Is the Today Show getting a lot of the big interviews?
I don't know what the fuck the Today Show's doing, Jim. The Today Show is going around getting nothing. Every time I turn around, every news story, they're like, and the exclusive interview is going to happen on GMA. The Today Show's right down the street. Nobody's popping by Rockefeller Center. Travis, do you have any idea why the Today Show gets no interviews these days?
I have no idea, but GMA's killing it.
The last interview they got was MAGA Kid.
Oh, that didn't go well.
It didn't go well. They fucked up.
They did fuck up.
Wait, was that today?
No, that was a while ago.
Got that Rob Pop.
I love a good Rob Pop. Yeah.
Easiest pop.
That's right. It's also known as a lad pop.
Yeah,
no,
right.
It's not. It's a delicious treat. Give me a Rob Pop. It's a teeny little white popsicle. Tastes like shit.
You think it's little?
Yeah, it's little.
Skinny and short?
Yeah, there's extra skin on the top of the pop.
Oh. Oh.
You're right. That was the Today Show. Yeah, that's the last thing. That's
it was
why
Savannah Guthrie.
That's why nobody wants to go on today.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
It didn't go well.
No.
They were on the wrong side of history, as it turns out. Yeah, the police chief. The GMA.
Boy, this guy is the shit, isn't he?
GMA gets the Jussie Smollett interview. Then they also get the police chief interview.
By the way, this guy is a police chief. He is he's a no-nonsense fucking guy. Like, he's not the guy you want gunning for you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm sure a black police chief has had to go through certain struggles to get where he is. He's just a no-nonsense dude. And this case really fucking annoys him.
I watched the whole thing. And I was thinking, this guy is a good police chief. Like, he just seems like a great police officer.
What?
Are you getting distracted by the Nigerian guys with no shirt on?
No.
You seem distracted.
No.
Look.
Oh. And he's saying, let's watch a little of the police chief. And Jussie Smollett, by the way.
You got the YouTube. It's going to be a lot easier.
How come they are not crucifying him for saying one of the guys was white? Like, I mean, the press. I mean, the police are saying what it was. But, like, again, I'm not going to do, can you imagine? But he's just saying one of the guys white, and the press is totally glancing over that.
Yeah, because he said it. The police chief said in this interview that he said he could see through the mask that one of them was white.
White-skinned, yeah.
Yeah.
But the press is just not pouncing on him for that.
Well, they want to see how this plays out, Jim. Let's be fair.
Fucking cunts.
Let's be fair to everybody involved. We don't know exactly what's going on here, Jim. It's a total mystery.
I'm gonna make a zombie movie.
What's the zombie movie gonna be?
The world ends, and there's a couple of people that survive it. They got to fight through a world of zombies to get to a safe location. That's all I have.
It's really, really similar to The Walking Dead.
No, it's different.
Is it?
Yep.
How?
They get infected through popcorn.
Okay.
They all eat popcorn.
Troy, you can skip to 220 on this.
Sometimes when you think of something and you realize there's nothing funny on the horizon, that's what just happened.
Right.
I crossed over the mountain and I put my hand up to my eyes and I said, not a funny thing in sight.
But you're on the journey, right?
Oh.
You're not gonna quit the journey.
Climbing that mountain, I'm like, there's potential. Reach the peak.
And what's on the horizon?
I have been to the mountaintop.
And?
Nothing funny. Nothing.
Not a thing.
No.
No.
Bland, boring statements for miles.
Let's listen to the police chief yesterday on GMA.
Oh, now.
Eva, thank you. The superintendent of the Chicago Police Department, Eddie Johnson, joins us now live. Sir, thank you very much for taking the time.
Didn't she have cancer?
To be with us here this morning. We know it's been a very emotional, very tense few weeks. And initially, all accounts from police, you were treating Jussie Smollett as the victim. When did it turn from being a possible hate crime to a possible hoax?
So let me just put this out there first and foremost, that right now, he still has the presumption of innocence, until he has his day in court. So what happened, when at the very beginning, when he explained and gave his version,
I love that he did that because he wasn't doing that in the press conference, but now he's saying that, and he makes that statement multiple times in the interview. He goes, until he has his day in court, he's presumed to be innocent. Here's exactly what Jussie Smollett did. And then he still goes into, here's what happened.
He's doing that too also because this way, his lawyer can't claim that they can't get an impartial jury. Plus, he's probably just as a cop, he's trained to say that as a police chief who speaks publicly. But it's also so the jury, they can't get the jury pool. The police were saying he was guilty before the trial.
Right.
This guy continually says he's innocent till proven guilty,
But here's what happened.
Yeah, but here's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
I dropped my little thing, guys. Keep talking.
Okay. You get play the thing.
He described it to us, and we treated it like a hate crime. One of the things that I think is important to recognize is although the two attackers were masked, he was able to say he could see around their eyes that they were white-skinned.
Oh, boy.
Or at least the one guy was a white-skinned person. So that's how we approached it. The entire time that we investigated the incident, he was treated like a victim. As you know, we picked up the two individuals after we identified who they were. We were waiting for them at O'Hare Airport when they came back from
actually, to be fair to Jussie Smollett, those guys look white.
They do.
Yeah, from a certain angle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he probably just got a little confused.
We took them in and started talking to them. Now, we were legally able to hold them for 48 hours, and I refused to let CPD characterize him as a suspect unless we had concrete evidence. The 47th hour that we had those two individuals in custody is when it changed.
What changed in that 47th hour?
So we had gathered up a lot of evidence and facts before then, but what changed was that they then became cooperating witnesses.
Here's what happened.
They became
they knew. The cops knew what was going on.
Sure they did.
Immediately. They knew right away, we know what this is. We know what this is supposed to look like, and we know what this actually looks like. We know what's going on. They started building evidence right away. Once they had those the brothers in custody, they were like, okay, good. We got witnesses now. And they built this case, and they waited until they knew what had happened so they could confront these guys and say, look, we already know.
I would love to see. I saw parts of the Jussie Smollett interview on GMA. I would love to have some kind of these things juxtaposed, where he's saying something and the police chief is saying, just correcting everything that Jussie Smollett claimed.
Right.
I know it was them. Yeah, do you?
Do you? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because
I swear to God, I didn't fake this.
Oh, okay. God. You brought the Lord into this, Jussie Smollett. The Lord.
Yeah, he's a fool.
He's a bit of a boob, as it turns out.
Oh, boy, is he caught.
Oh, he is. He's in Dutch, I think.
This is almost like if you catch somebody cheating, and you know they've cheated, but they don't know you know. So that's where you were Tuesday? And you didn't talk to him? No. I let them just keep digging and digging and digging, knowing that you're like, oh, you fuck. I got you.
I went to a movie with Troy. I was hanging out with Troy.
You fuck.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep
What'd you
digging.
see? You fuck.
We saw the new. I don't even remember what we saw.
The Star is Born. Did you like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Fuck.
The song, it was good.
When you got somebody dead to rights, it's a great feeling. It can be a shit feeling, but it's also satisfying.
That's the one satisfaction you get. It's a shit feeling, but the one satisfaction you get is how long can I get them to lie to me?
By the way, I've also been on the other end of that.
Do you lie?
Yep. One girl I dated was so smart. I bought condoms, but believe me, I don't play games with those. And she, I guess, found them and counted them.
Oh, no.
And realized one or two was missing. And then I tried to lie. I go, no, I've had them. And she goes, I went and looked at the date. She went to the pharmacy. She had the date on the back to see when they were. She went to the pharmacy to back check something about when the other condoms, the dates were. So I couldn't say I bought.
So if the expiration date on your condoms was close to the one in the stores, that means that you bought them recently.
I forget exactly, because it's been years. I forget exactly why, but it was something to do with the date on the condoms or on the box where I was ruined.
When she said that to you, do you go like, oh my God, you're coming at me with science right now. I can't.
Nothing to say.
Well, and then you get disingenuous. You get shitty about it. She's like, "Well, here's the evidence. I caught you, and you've been lying to me this whole time." And then you go, Well, what do you want me to say?
I'm not lying to you. I told you I have a hard time with condoms, so I put one on my dick to try to masturbate with it to see if I could keep an erection in a condom.
It's obvious.
That was my argument.
Oh my God.
I mean,
That's terrible.
It's literally like getting caught in the bank with a bag of money and a gun. What are you doing? I found these things. I was turning them into the police.
Yeah, this isn't even mine.
You have to say what you got to say.
Actually, it's funny, officer. This isn't even mine. I totally get how this looks.
I found
and
them.
you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
But this stuff isn't actually.
Here's the gun and the money. I'm going to go home and feel free to get a hold of me.
Right.
I was busted.
I'd like to, first of all, you're holding the gun and the money. First of all, officer, I'd love to cooperate. I just found these items.
Yeah, please, take these.
You're doing a great job.
Let's find someone who took these things.
Yeah, me, you, and Charlie. We're going to figure out who did this.
I was so busted. You're just desperate at that point. Granted, not the most believable argument, but it was one other option to go, you're right.
Yeah. Let's hear some more from this great cop.
7th hour that they decided to do that?
Well, you know, we worked very closely with their lawyer, and their lawyer went in there and talked to him, and whatever she said to him apparently got through to him to just tell the truth about what happened. And that's what they decided to do.
Even though that you all were saying early on that there was no reason not to believe his story, there were a lot of red flags that a lot of people saw, and you all had questions, even though you weren't, of course, going to be public.
I love how everybody sees the red flags now. Everybody's acting like we all knew from the beginning.
Sure.
You did not.
Or you ignored them on purpose.
Yes.
The press ignored them because they wanted the story to be true because it made Trump look bad.
Right, right. The story being true is better for the agenda than the story being not true.
How about saying that? There were red flags that we all purposefully ignored because we liked the idea that MAGA was being made to look bad, and this was kind of a juicy story.
Yeah. There were red flags that we all in the news, in the impartial news media, really hoped were not real.
Yeah, we totally ignored the red flags, hoping that the overall story that Trump is a piece of shit would somehow shine through. Fucking assholes.
Questions, but you know, there's always questions when people are describing incidents to us, you know, but we have to maintain the integrity of the investigation, you know, and that's what we did. You know, we didn't have the facts to support him being involved in it until that 47th
This guy knew, and this is why he's a good police chief. He didn't get panicky when everybody was asking, what are you doing? Nothing, still victim. Boy, he knew. He's a good police. That's why he's police chief, because he knows keep your fucking mouth shut, let it unfold,
yes,
and then hit him with it. 47th hour. Let these shitbirds sit there for 47th hour. Then we'll hit him with this.
Yeah, I mean, he could have at 36 been like, fuck, we got to just say that we know, but nope. Because he's not going on what I know as a cop. He's sitting there and he's using his words right. He's talking about facts. He's talking about evidence.
Yep.
He's talking about science. He's talking about witnesses.
Doing real police work, getting everything lined up. So when you go, no, but I goes, no, we covered that. Here's what you did.
Because what he doesn't want to be the girl that goes, I know you're cheating. I know you are. He wants to be the girl that goes, how come the condom dates match?
What? when you hear, I went to the fucking pharmacy. Let me tell you, inside what you do, you die. I died inside. Oh, she was good.
Yeah.
She was good.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
You know, and it's important for people to recognize that it's not the Chicago police saying he did something. It's the evidence, the facts, and the witnesses that are saying this. So our job is to investigate it and bring the facts and the evidence to the state.
So the brothers have stated that?
Correct.
The check that we saw in Eva Pilgrim's report, the $3,500, did the brothers specifically say that was for the attack?
They said that he paid them $3,500 with a check to.
But did they say what it was for?
Yeah, to carry out this incident.
Your press conference, sir, was so passionate, and it seemed quite personal, the words that you were talking about being angry and offended, and you often referred to the noose, and that was a real breaking point for you.
Yeah, you know, Robin, I grew up in the tail end of the civil rights era, and I lived in Cabrini Green Housing Project.
The last thing you want is for the chief of police to have a personal connection to this case now.
He's from the worst housing projects in Chicago.
Yeah.
He's a tough fucking guy.
Yeah.
And he became a cop.
Yeah. The #1 cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he again, I keep saying he's a no bullshit individual.
Later on in this interview, and that's when you know that Jussie Smollett is watching going, oh no. Robin Roberts goes to the officer and she goes, oh, you know what? Let me just play you the clip right here so we don't have to fish around for it.
It's an ongoing investigation?
Correct.
So where does it stand as of this morning?
So right now, as I said, he still has the presumption of innocence, and he'll get his opportunity in court if he chooses to go that route. And again, you know, I was very acutely aware of the situation in terms of the Chicago Police Department declaring he was a suspect. But I can tell you this, Rob, there's a lot more evidence that hasn't been presented yet that does not support the version that he gave.
There's more, because you presented quite a bit. I mean, legal experts said that's the most that they've seen being presented up front like that.
But there's still a lot of physical evidence, video evidence, and testimony that just.
By the way, what he's doing there, the reason he's putting all this out there, he's fighting for he's defending the reputation of the Chicago Police Department in Chicago in the public view. He's saying, this would all work out in court, but while the story is hot, we're not letting this go away. This is what this piece of shit did. He wants everyone to know, to change the narrative. This is what this guy did.
We're not letting him get away with anything.
We're not being typical cops and going, it'll handle itself in court. They don't give a fuck. It'll work itself out. This is a massive case, and he was really pissed off, and he's burning him publicly because he doesn't want Chicago to look like shit.
And he's probably really hoping that Jussie Smollett just smartens up and confesses to it.
He absolutely will.
And that's why he's talking about the more evidence that they have. Because if you're Jussie Smollett, right, and you go, well, I know what you guys have. I can explain the check. I can explain this. When he goes on television and goes, oh, yeah, that's the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole bunch more physical and video and witness evidence to go. If you're Jussie Smollett, you're going, oh, no, no. What else could there be?
What else could you? I want to see this thing where he describes growing up in the tail end, because this is what made it personal for him.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, and that could easily be characterized as one of the most notorious housing projects in the country. And the symbolism of a noose is very offensive. The city of Chicago has its issues. The Chicago Police Department has its issues with racism and excessive force and all of that. And I'm acutely aware of that. But we didn't earn this particular incident. And I just refuse to let us have to take that shot if I have evidence to the contrary. So I just want people to understand that's a damaging thing to do to a city and to a police department. You know, so it's my responsibility to ensure.
When the chief of police thinks you've embarrassed the police department and has evidence to fuck you, that's a bad spot.
So now he's going after.
I'm taking a personal interest in seeing him suffer.
so now he's going after him because the news offended him on a personal level, and wasting the police's time and making Chicago look bad offends him on a professional level. He just couldn't have fucked himself worse.
Do we have any of the of Jussie's GMA interview?
Oh, from back
just
the original interview?
A clip moment of it here and there, just something.
I'm sure if you just YouTube it, you just find it. Just look in the YouTube search, because it went everywhere.
You think this is going to be a real boost for this Chicago Chiefs career?
Yes.
He'll
be on TV for the rest of his life now.
What does he do after this? I mean, what's the chief of police? He's probably, I'm going to guess he's 64, 65.
He can write a book. He can be a contributor on a news channel. I mean, he can and get his police retirement money.
But does he go to a higher, like, what do you run for after the chief of police?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a politician, you could. Whatever you want to do.
Right, yeah.
Chicago's going to love him.
Yeah, I mean, he really looks good in this.
And they're saying that...
or maybe he just wants to be the chief of police. What's the next highest rank over police chief?
He's superintendent, too. Or whatever that is.
Is it the same thing?
He's 60, by the way.
Oh, he's 60, okay.
So he's probably going to retire soon.
Yeah, but maybe do something federal?
He could, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're saying that Terrence Howard flipped out on Jussie Smollett on the set of Empire. Even though he posted that thing on Instagram,
sure.
I was reading a thing on TMZ yesterday that Terrence Howard would not come out of his trailer, that he flipped the fuck out on Jussie, that he lost his mind on the set of this show, and that's one of the reasons why they were like, you know what, Jussie, go home. Go the fuck home. You're not on the show right now.
Yeah, because he probably guaranteed to all them. It was like if something happened with me and I took you guys aside, like, hey guys, I didn't do it, and all of a sudden you're like, you lied. Like he probably lied to them personally and used his friendship to go like, look, don't believe it. You know me.
I know this looks bad and this looks blah blah blah, but you know me. You know I wouldn't do this.
Happens every day.
With Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he goes like this. I didn't fart.
Yeah, he makes a little toot, and then he says,
but
guys.
I didn't. You know how many times that Sam has farted and I've allowed it to be blamed on me?
The answer is 0, nil.
It's not the answer I was thinking of.
Sorry, I just work in facts.
Okay.
Jussie Smollett should not have broken his silence.
No, he should not.
He should not have.
Not at all.
Because this interview is historically, it only happened like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Doesn't age well.
No, it does not.
It does not age well.
You jump into it a little bit. I just want to hear the passion that this asshole has.
You're right.
Yep. And then we got back to the apartment. There was no food. And so I went out to Walgreens thinking that they were 24 hours and to have a smoke. Walgreens was closed.
Shoot.
So I called him up and I said, hey, I'm going to run to Subway, which was across the street.
See, we got here as a thing of show and tell. Show me everything, but you're not telling me nothing. Went to Walgreens. They have great policy on return. Shut up.
Right. Maybe I can distract him with a conversation about Walgreens.
I have my Super Saver card. Usually, he's trying to be charming. I went for a smoke,
So hoping Robin Roberts goes like, oh, yeah, they got good deals on beverages at Walgreens. Oh, yeah, I love going to Walgreens. Maybe we can just move off this topic entirely.
I'm going to get a salad. Do you want anything? I went to the Subway and got
Subway
the
even
order.
sells salads?
During that time, I texted my manager thinking that he was still in Australia because he was on an Australian tour with one of his other
pointless information.
I say, yo, call me when you can. He called me immediately. And while he was on the phone, I heard, as I was crossing the intersection, I heard Empire. And I don't answer to Empire. My name ain't Empire.
Oh, Jussie.
Did you answer to the next thing?
Yeah. Oh, he must be talking about me.
I kept walking, and then I heard Empire. So I turned around and I said, did you just say to me? And I see the attacker masked, and he said, this MAGA country punches me right in the face. So I punched his ass back.
Oh, cool,
and then,
Jussie.
we started tussling. It was very icy, and we ended up
So he
tussling.
did say MAGA. He had denied at one point that he said MAGA, but he did say it.
He 100% said it.
Yeah, but he denied saying it.
He just said it to Robin Roberts.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He shouldn't have done this interview.
At one point, he goes, I didn't say that.
He didn't say it, and then he did say it.
He's an actor, too. That's why he can tell a story, because it's what he does for a living.
Of course, but he's not that good of an actor because he's talking about Walgreens for 25 minutes.
No, he's not a good writer. He's not a good writer.
You're right,
He's a good actor.
He's delivering it properly.
He's not a good editor.
No, he's not. He's not. That's why, you know what? That's why the Academy Awards put all those awards on TV. They really are valuable after all this.
Stairs. Fighting. There was a second person involved who was kicking me in my back. And
I liked it in the story. Like, Jussie wanted the sympathy, but he didn't want to seem like a wimp.
Pussy, right, yeah.
Like, he had to get some offense in, too.
I hit his ass back.
In his made-up fight, he had to get some offense in.
Just swing your Walgreens bag at him, madam. Fuck up.
Yeah. So I swung my Walgreens bag at him. Didn't you just say Walgreens was closed?
I had a bag I brought from home.
It was my Walgreens bag from home. Didn't you say you were staying in a hotel?
I was carrying.
No, I call my hotel home.
My laundry bag.
When I'm on so I travel in a Walgreens bag.
Yeah. It's my suitcase. It's a Walgreens
it's my suitcase.
Yeah. Stopped. And they ran off. And I saw where they ran. And the phone was in my pocket, but it had fallen out. And it was sitting there. And my manager was still on the phone.
Because that's one thing that always happens. When people jump you, they never take your phone.
Absolutely. Even if it falls out and the manager hears everything.
Right.
So he was on the phone with his manager.
You think his manager was sitting there going like, oh, why the fuck would you drag me into this, Jussie?
These two people attack him.
Yeah.
He puts his phone in his pocket while he's still on the phone with his manager.
Yeah, because he had the thought to
yeah.
place his phone in his pocket. It
Then
didn't
the
fall
phone
out of his
falls
hand.
Out.
It was in his
How did it
pocket.
fall out of your pocket?
Just bad decision after bad decision.
Well, yeah, why would you put your phone in your...
Exactly.
If you remember to put your phone in your
Well, it might
pocket...
have been a jacket pocket.
No, but if you remember to put your phone in your pocket, you remember to hang up the phone. You don't just go, oh, I'm being attacked. Let me put my phone in my pocket. Oh, I didn't hang it up? Because he said it was on the hook the whole time.
Yeah.
It's never happened to anybody.
I'm trying to cooperate.
Where's the news part here?
Well, I'm trying. Do you want me to go count the cars now? Do you want me to count? Fine, I'll count them now. Suspect is fleeing the scene. Suspect is fleeing the scene.
Oh, and he runs out.
Yeah. I'll count them now then.
Drives away calmly.
He's talking to his manager, Jussie. We got to turn ourselves in. What? No, this is my deal, Wade. This is my deal. I brought you the deal.
All right, so here he's describing the masks.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
But I didn't see. I can't tell you what color their eyes were.
Go back
a little. Tell you. And I did. And I said,
they had eye masks on.
And then I look down and I see that there's a rope around my neck, which I hadn't.
You hadn't noticed it before?
No,
you didn't
because it was so fast. You know what I'm saying? It was so fast.
How long did this all?
It felt like minutes, but it probably was like 30 seconds. Honestly, I can't tell you honestly.
You can say that again.
Yeah, you can't. Of course you can't tell her honestly.
That's the most truthful thing you said.
How long did this last? If I were speaking honestly, 0 minutes.
I can't tell you honestly.
Yeah, I can't.
So I will lie.
Yeah. If I were to tell you honestly, you would realize this entire interview is a waste of time.
Isn't that? I wonder if that's a weird psychological tattling on yourself.
Like he's trying to get out of it.
Or you're confessing. Because people do weird shit. I mean, people do weird shit when they commit a crime. OJ, people do weird things that tell you. Go back and hear that again. I cannot tell you honestly.
You mean like when OJ was forgetting his pronouns?
Yes.
When he was talking in the "if I did it" thing, he was like, "Well, I would have," and then halfway through, it's like, "So then it's no longer Charlie." So then I went up and I stabbed him, and they're like, "You mean Charlie?" And he's like, Yeah, sure.
Kind of like that, but I mean like a wordplay thing in your own mind that is you
subconsciously.
Yeah, like you're confessing. And again, maybe OJ was too, but there's something like I cannot tell you honestly, like something an FBI profile would spot and go, listen to what he just said.
So I went to Walgreens and I said, "You got to see what's going on over here."
The phone. So I picked up the phone and I said, "Brandon," and he's like, "What's going on?" And I said, "I was just jumped." And then I look down and I see that there's a rope around my neck, which I hadn't.
You hadn't noticed it before?
No,
you didn't
because it was so fast. You know what I'm saying? It was so fast.
How long did this all?
It felt like minutes, but it probably was like 30 seconds. Honestly, I can't tell you honestly.
Because he said honestly, and then he said, "I can't tell you honestly." So maybe there's something about saying honestly, where his somewhere in the back of his brain, he was like, "It's not. You're not being honest." And he goes, "I can't tell you honestly." Maybe. You're going pretty deep into psychology, but I totally get what you're saying.
I think the mind does that all the time. I don't like they can tell by which way you look if you're remembering or if you're creating, like where your eyes go.
Yep.
Look, you look one way, you're creating something. You look another way, you're looking for a memory. It's really weird. But that's not almost very obvious. I can't tell you honestly.
Yeah.
Like it's all this underlying stuff. Like that's what those pickup artists say to do to women.
Right.
Like you're saying certain things, you're giving each other messages, and a lot of times those words work. You know, like if you look at someone, if you're talking and you go, and this guy looks at me and he goes, "Fuck you," and like you look in the eye, like you're saying, "Fuck, I want to fuck you," like all this weird shit.
Totally. Now that's there. Now, like that thing, I just put it out and it's there
underneath the door. Because I didn't say it, and you didn't hear me say it, but it's there.
Now it's there.
Yeah.
I noticed the rope around my neck and I started screaming. And I said, "There's a rope around my neck."
Did you get any kind of description of the attack?
I gave a body description and because I saw this, right here or whatever, but I didn't see, I can't tell you what color their eyes were. I can't tell you. And I did not see anything except the second person I saw running away. And the first person,
He pointed to the bridge of his nose. Yeah. So I think that's his way of saying, "I know they were white."
But he's not saying that.
He didn't say that just there.
I think he's almost trying to avoid saying that. Like he doesn't want to because I think this is spinning out of control for him at this point. He's trying to do damage control and he's just trying to keep it as minimal as possible.
He's worried that right around the corner she's about to say, "I went to the pharmacy."
Yeah.
You know how when you're in one of those things and you just want the argument to end because you know if they have the right piece of evidence, it's all going to come crashing down?
By the way, this might be after the video of those two guys came out. I don't remember.
I think it is.
But he might know that there's the possible video evidence of them being black. So
It is, but they have masks. But you can't tell when the first video came out. You can't
but he's
tell
still
that
knowing
black.
that video is out there. And that the two guys are somehow visible, he might not want to say white again for that reason.
Like it was way later that photo of them in the store came out.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They don't look white in that photo.
No.
Saw his stature. I gave the description as best as I could. You have to understand also that it's Chicago in winter. People can wear ski masks and nobody's going to question that.
The police have gone through a lot of video, and they were able to capture an image of two people of interest. Have you seen that image, and do you believe that they could possibly be the attackers?
I do.
What is it about their size, or why do you feel that they could possibly be?
Because I was there. For me, when that was released, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. I don't have any doubt in my mind that that's them.
Okay, see, like that was a huge mistake because that photo is the Nigerian brothers who were in jail.
The police had already identified them,
and the police identified them, and then they're the ones that said, like, yeah, he paid us $3,500 to fake the whole thing.
Well, they weren't in jail at this point, though, were they? I think that when he said it was definitely them, I don't know if they were in jail at this point.
No, but they had identified. The
cops knew who they were.
Yeah.
You can't. What do you think? You're going to commit the perfect crime?
Which is why they said he did such a huge favor by
not to himself.
No. By identifying.
Did he make his case stronger here?
No.
He fucked up.
We should take a break.
Yeah, we should.